All right. This is L. Jermaine Russell. It's October 10th, 2016, and I will be going over the part two of how I find these trades. Um, so today, I just typed in FinViz on the internet, obviously, and today was definitely a really good day in the markets. 88% or 88 points up, 36. S&P up 9. You know, everything was pretty much green. And this is why I like FinViz, because when I look at all the different sectors that are available, they're open, and you can see this like right here, and you can see that hey, everybody in financial technology, basic materials, service, healthcare, consumer goods, industrial goods, utilities, like you can actually see if they're green or red on the day. That's why I like this web page a lot. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Uh, there's quite a few companies that did extremely well today. Um, I want to look at obviously the prices. So IPCI at $2.84, MGT at $1.79. Um, these are some top gainers, right? Not that they created any new highs, but definitely they're low at price, and they're above 10% for me. Only thing I don't like is that MGT just traded a little bit under. No, it hit 3 million. It hit 3 million. Yeah. And last time I checked, MGT is a low floater, and so it does have its potential to run. It's at $1.79 right now. MCUR also. I had some difficulty with that with that stock earlier in the summer, somewhere around maybe June, probably even late May. It just wasn't moving, and it's good to see that's actually moving now. MOBL, another one that spiked pretty big if we look at the candlestick itself. So I'm gonna look at those three. I'm gonna look at those three first. Uh, MOBL, MCUR, MGT, and IPCI. Those are right around the prices that I like, and yeah, we're going to try those. So let's see what the lion was talking about. Um, the lion, all right, at $3.10 on MOBL. The last price it has at 357. So I guess this is after hours. It says 310 here. Oh no, it does say 357. Okay, I was about to say the 357. Am I seeing this right? Yeah. One, two, three, four. Yep, fourth one. Yeah. They were traded 5 million. Yep, 5 million. So MOBL, MCUR. Um, I don't really like stocks under $1. This Assembly Biosciences, but because no, that's not. Yeah, that's 10.95. Roca Biosciences. That's 74 cents. It gotta be. Yeah, 67.58. Excuse me. Trying to get this last phlegm out. It's going to come out. Um, Roca and Coin possible. MGT definitely. Any ones that I might have traded before in the past that are starting to make small moves now. NAVB, I remember you. Yeah, 92 cents. You're up only 5% on the day. 500,000. That's actually not that bad. You probably only trade like 100,000 a day. So we're going to start. I'll add in NAVB and ROKA and COYN to my research. So let's start with MOBL. Let's see where MOBL. So what I want to what I normally do is I want to see their chart. I want to see what their chart looks like and see if there's any potential above where they went to during the day. So on the day on the day chart for the year, well, each candlestick represents one day, and this is covering the whole year. And right now, we see that it is battling a resistance at 360. So first, right here, 360, 362. Come on, Axis, follow me. What happened? Thank you. Right here, same thing, 360s, 363. Right here, right here, and even bounced off of it in the 360s right here, right here, and right here. So 360 is definitely one of those resistance lines that I talked about earlier and on the PowerPoint. When we're looking for a stock that might have some movement forward, excuse me, or if it might pump forward, we'll look for the resistance line, and we make sure that the resistance line that it can that the stock can break through it. So we're at 360, right? So I'm going for the low 360s for the resistance. So now that I found the resistance line, I want to find the support line. I feel like the 340 is a good resistance or support line. 340 right here, 340. Because it collapsed on the 340. This, I can see this more being the 340 right here, 340, and then over here, 340. But what I found interesting is over here, at the 340s, you see this red candlestick right here on February, the weekend of February 19th. It's like it gave a little head fake, came down, but when it came down the next day and the following day it had a green day. Let's see. You see where the 340 is right here? Let's zoom in a little bit. See how the 340 was right here, and it tested 340 again, right? It tested 340, came down, and then once it was able to break that 345, 347 area, it pretty much broke out from there. And that's what I like to see. So let's say that this company can hold, excuse me, let's say this company can hold 340, 340, 345, particularly 345. Let's see what it did during the day. During the day, right, it went from the twos, some good movement during the pre-market, after hours. well, mainly pre-market. Sorry, all pre-market moved up, stayed at 310, 330. When it got to 340 and broke 345. Look at that. Actually, we could start from over here. See, it went from the 330, came up about 337, then came back down to the 330s. But once it broke that 338, 340, it broke past 338 with this big candlestick right here into the 340s. Once this occurred, then it was easy pickings from there. Because at that point, it was able to continue to move up to its high point at 368. It did come down a little bit, but in the after hours is at 370. Um, and it looks like it's going to be up in the 360s when the morning comes. So this is what I was talking about with the level 2. The level 2 now, when the market is closed, and yeah, this will more than likely change as the pre-market starts to settle in tomorrow morning. You want to take a look at it just to see, just kind of gather. I want to see what news they have. So they're up. They raised third quarter guidance. Why are you up? Standalone. Enterprise utility management leader today. Here's quarter guidance. So the guidance was raised on how much? Gross billing. And guidance 43. So their previous guidance was at 39 to 41. They're expected to be right here in the 40s, high 40 millions, which is higher than their previous guidance. So, mobile iron is actually doing pretty well, on a guidance standpoint. Um, that we're winning. The president and CEO of Mobile Iron. Yeah, so apparently they're changing some of they're changing their team, their executive team. They're putting together a new executive team and putting together a strategy to focus and execute. This is a good thing. So they have their earnings that's supposed to be coming out. So I guess this is another reason that they put themselves out here today, because they want people to keep their eyes open for their earnings report. So that's what I'll do. I keep my eyes open on you. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. They jump pre-bell, beaten down, shows some resolve. Surge 20% after boosting. The results due at the end of the month. Yeah. So that makes gains in U.S. interest oil higher. Yeah, oil did trade a little bit higher today, and there's so many like different players that are involved in oil, where it makes it a little bit harder to be part of the oil phenomenon. But what was going on in oil today is that Russian President Vladimir Putin said Monday his country may be willing to freeze or cut production. West Texas Intermediate rose 2.8%, 51%, $51 a barrel. So And they talk about a little bit of the debate that was last night. Stocks also get a lift from last night's presidential debate between Republican candidate Donald Trump and Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. On Wall Street seems at ease with the more defined economic policies of front-runner Clinton than the uncertainty surrounding Trump. And the politics behind that is pretty in depth. So I'm not going to want to, you know, I don't want to go through that now. But hey, Wall Street does back Hillary, so of course, Wall Street would like to see whatever plan that Hillary might have. But essentially, OPEC meetings, looking in a direction where it can make a company go a little bit better. So that's oil company go better. OPEC or I think they meet quarterly or they probably meet monthly. Um, where they talk about the oil demands of each country. And let's see, let's come back. Yeah, so this is what it did on the day. 360. So it did come up to 367. See? So this is where I want to know what's my risk and my reward. Right here, it came up to about the 369, 369, 367. It hit a double top, so it did the same thing here. So that we see that's nearest resistance at where it closed at 357. Closed at 357. Um, but there was support, a lot of support at 350. Um, right here, right here, right here, right. So I would want I would want it to bounce off at 350. My instincts tell me it's going to bounce off at 345, 340. So if it gets down there, that is definitely a potential buy. But I wouldn't be too. I'm I would like to see it do more before I even get into a buy. I would like to see it. So I'm gonna add it to my list. I'm gonna add it to my list because it looks. What is this? Oh man, it's mess. I don't even know what company was up there. No, I don't follow that company. So, um, there we go. 5 million. So it didn't move. It didn't move up. 396 will probably be the next resistance line. Um, 20 cents above where it is in the after hours. So, you know, 28 cents actually. So 28 cents worth of upside. Let's say 7 cents worth of downside. That's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. Um, particularly if it gets down to the if it gets down to the 20s. Oh man. Well, see, that's the reason why I do these chart analysis. Hopefully, it doesn't get down here. There's a lot of strength behind what has been said in the press release. But I was looking at 340 before. I'm not finding a lot of resistance at 340 or support at 340. I'm seeing it more at the 350 level. So I would still play it safe. Go for the 340 level. So that's what 13 cents, 12 cents or so off the close. So 22 cents versus or 28 cents rather versus 28 cents versus 13 cents. You know, that's some good. That's some good risk and reward. So, you know, I think I could risk, you know, a good 13 cents to be able to get another 28 cents. So I'll wait for the dip. I wait for it to drop if it does drop. If it does not drop, and you know, I will see if the three, if somewhere in the 350s still remain viable, um, and try to keep it there. Try to keep it there. So I would look for an entry point around 345, 347. If it can hold 345 pretty well, then I know we're going to have a good day tomorrow on MOBL. So I looked at it at the different there, right? We looked at the news, we looked at the volume, looked at the price. You know, we didn't look at Twitter. So some things, you know, you just want to see if people are actually, you know, talking about it. And Twitter is definitely that platform where investors, traders, day traders, you know, they might post up some stuff on on a company. Nice. So I like hearing uh, Tim talk. And then tip number one: don't do that again. Okay, well, can't believe I lost. See, and I like this guy because we share the same last name. So I feel like we're both on the same track, even though he's learned a lot more than I have. Uh, but you know, getting the emotions, you know, getting that out of the way is usually is pretty hard. But once you can get them out the way, then you can start seeing profits. But let's look at what's going on with MOBL. Some people posted their trades, which is really good. All right. Yes, I am watching wrestling. That is my that is my male soap opera. Okay, so Imperial Catalyst, yeah, Imperial Capital Analyst. Uh, yeah. See the evidence in the company continue to turn around progress can cause break-even cash flow, a key milestone for the company, and highlights that management still believes Mobile Iron is on track to achieve its fourth quarter. The fourth quarter Imperial has an outperform rating, you know, 450 price target. So whether it hits that price target not at 450 is yet to be seen. Like I said, the price action is what determines price action is what determines what how the stock can move. Um, so let's look at Yahoo because that's what I need to be doing. I just want to see if people are talking about it, and obviously people are talking about it. But MOBL, Come on. I don't know why it's going so slow. I just cleaned out my computer. So on Yahoo Finance, what I like to do is try to research who they are um, by looking at their statistics, their key statistics. Um, their float is 37 million, which is a lot higher than what I want. This is their float right here. Um, the short ratio 5. Higher the short ratio, the higher it is for it to squeeze. I like that. Um, no, crude oil was in what? That doesn't make any sense. What is going on? This doesn't make any sense. None of that makes sense. See? Is it updating? I have no idea what's going on with my internet. But that's besides the point. Um, yeah. So anyway, let me get back to what I was doing. So as we could see, the average volume, the 10-day volume was 400,000. Oh, in the past 10 days, and then the past 3 months is 281,000. So these three things give me some pure indication that yeah, it's unusually high in volume. Um, it's at 5 million shares been traded. The float is 37, so that gives more room for people to jump in. So that's another 20, no, 32 shares that could be moved around in any which way. Um, Hopefully that those 32 shares, especially if people are holding, which who knows, that can definitely hold the stock down. But if people are selling their stock and the price continues to move forward, that 37, that 5 million can actually become 10 million to 15 million traded. So yeah, this was a relatively small portion of the float was actually gobbled up today. Um, so we're gonna have to look at what's going to happen tomorrow as far as the movement of trades. I generally like this this stock. I do like the stock. I do like the company. Um, as far as what the technicals are providing, can it get up to 390s? That's possible. The candlestick is pretty strong, and it is its first green day. I haven't seen much more spikes. Let's see. Back here, I had a couple of days that it spiked. It did spike up this way. Let's see how long have you been around? Um, okay, well, 3 years. It's only been around really 3 years. So let's hope that this continues to focus to move forward on up and spike again. Yeah, let's just hope for that. We look at the MACD. The MACD is showing that it's going in the positive momentum, and this is showing that it's been overbought. Now, positive momentum or um, it is showing that the positive buying, that there's a lot of buying going on with this company. So hopefully, it will continue to move forward in that direction. I'm going to look at one more, and then I'm going to take a nice little break. MGT, which is been a past favorite, where it did spike early in the year. This is a McAfee management company, investment company. Um, earlier in the year, this is what it was doing. It was doing nothing. It was flat, flat, flat until a press release came out, causing it to spike, and it's been choppy ever since. But now it looks like it's trying to change its direction. It looks like it's trying to change its direction according to the 3-year chart, and it's closing on the selling. Now let's see where it's support. There might be some support at 175. Might be better support at 128. 128, even maybe 145. I'm gonna go with 145, but I'm gonna wait for 128 because I have a feeling that this company could definitely go lower. Um, we just came out with some news. Law firm announced investigation into Twitter and Twitter. The investigation concerns second quarter. Okay, so that's a whole nother company. I want to see where's MGT. There we go. On behalf of MGT investors, the investigation relates to whether MGT inflated its revenues and growth by improperly raising the rates it charged smaller customers. Please complete the request form or contact. Yeah, I'm not invested in them, and they are under investigation again. So I'm not sure if that's something that I want to see. But if people are, yeah, I'm not sure. This is something I want to invest in because all right, you see $2.05 at the most. All right, so we see that there's all right $2.10. How about that? All right, so there's some resistance here at $2.10. Hold on, that's resistance. There goes support. It bounced off this $2.10 over here. It broke through $2.10 right here. Uh, it seems like the reward is so small. One, so let's say 186. It breaks 180, 180, 182. If it breaks 180, it breaks 180. It's a possible that it can break past 180 and go and reach the 220. Okay, so that's not too bad. 180 to 210. 180 to 210. That's about 25 cents. And if it fails, 145. Mm, that's another 20. That's another 25, 35 cents. Yeah, the risk seems so much more than the reward. Um, I don't know, man. I don't see this really going in the direction that I would like. I think it's more of a, it had a good day today because people were talking about it, but I highly doubt that it will get back up to the $2. But I'll keep it on my list of things to watch. This was also a low floater from before, from what I remember. Where's MGT? MGT, 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 MGT. Here you are. So we have MGT. Let's look at him on Yahoo. So the float is 21 million. 21 million. Normally trade around 1 million, 2 million. How much did they trade today? 3 million. So more than its average. 21 million. I don't see that. I don't see it definitely getting to 21 million in a day. Even though it can happen. I think it has happened, what, back here? 79 million, 109 million, 34 million, 29 million. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, all the, even though it's a low floater, it was technically a low floater with 21 million shares. But at the same time, it was still able to spike because it was carrying such a high volume. But this drop right here, I'm not a fan of. Remember, it had a drop off its high, of course, but this right here gives me some caution. That drop off, I feel like that can happen again over here. Um, but we see right here that there is some momentum changing. Let's look at it on the hour chart. On the hour chart, it is finding some change in momentum, buying. So it is, increasing, and it hasn't reached overbought yet, which is also another good sign. Because if it's overbought, overextended, then it makes it easier for it to drop. Um, just like what we see with MOBL, it is overextended. So when it falls, it's going to fall pretty hard, unless it rides the overbought line a lot longer. Like it approaches it but doesn't cross it. So right now it's crossed it and it's overextended. So that's the one like big worry that I might have out of it. But as far as MGT is concerned, MGT it is not overbought. The buying momentum is going in that direction according to the hour chart. 20-minute chart. It's starting to hit some selling. See, as we could tell right here by the candlesticks, it looked like there's more selling than buying. Um, in 5 minutes, it's closing down. 1 minute, and the 1 minute chart is trying to cross back over to become positive momentum again. But yeah, it might just fall. It might just fall down, come down to the 160s. We're seeing some support at the 163 level. 163 and 169. This is support. It broke in the 150s. Nope. See, support in 145, 140. So my 145 idea might be real. 150. 150 it broke. 150 was the resistance here. Broke it and shot up. And that was really in a matter of 15 minutes. That was in a matter of 15 minutes. Yep. Steady increase. Came down a little bit. Balanced out. Nope. Alright, this is early in the day. It started at steady increase. This was the high. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, I could see 150 being support, but it still doesn't make the ratio, risk reward ratio, any better. I still think it's pretty weak. But this is something else that I'll look at as well. So I'm gonna close this video out because I probably had it up for 42 minutes researching two different companies. But that is essential, and that's what it definitely needed. And as you could tell uh, from the PowerPoint, was the total float, the volume was matching the share ratio or short ratio. Um, and for the first one, MOBL, the catalyst was much stronger with the analyst. The analyst upgraded it. So we do see that they have something strong to move it forward. Um, we saw some, the technical analysis, some support resistance, different time frames. We did take a glimpse at the level 2, but the level 2 will only show you so much when the market is closed. The MACD and the RSI, I know I didn't get into the quite specifics of, how they move, but if you look at them, they move according to, the buying and the selling pressure. So that's a good indicator to give you an idea of when it might collapse and when it might not. So that's what essentially what I like to look for. MGT might look like a company to invest in, but when I come back, I'm gonna take a lunch break, I guess. And when I come back, I'm definitely going to go over two more companies that we talked about. The first one would be MCUR, and then the second one would be IPCI. I'll probably start with IPCI since I don't really care for MCUR as much. Let's just look at this chart. ICPI or IPCI. And just to look at his chart, see what's going on with it. They have a tentative approval for generics Seroquel XR. So, all right, FDA tentative approval. That's a success in itself. And so we'll see. We'll get into that. I don't want to get too involved right now. So I'm gonna take my break and then we'll come back. We'll talk some more. Hopefully I'll have some more energy by that point.